Hello YouTube and hello Ninth Age community. This is Charles the Evershade Gaming and I've got another Ninth Age battle report. This is my first game at Michigan GT here in Lansing, Michigan. And this is my round one game, Ogre Cons versus Infernal Dwarves. Since this is my first video with this list, I will give a run through it. Starting at the top, I got a Shaman Wizard Master, rocking Thaumaturgy, and he's just straight up kitted out for magic. He's got the Magical Heirloom to give him a 5th spell, Talisman of the Void, and Gut Roar, so I have 3 channels in my magic phase, which is very nice. Then I've got a Mammoth Hunter. He's got Light Armor upgraded with Essence of Mithril, he's got 2-up armor save, and he's got paired weapons with a Touch of Greatness. He's got Hunting Spear, he's got the Scout upgrade, and he's got Troll Leader. So he's got 2-up Fortitude. Then I have a Mammoth Hunter with Light Armor rocking the Wrestler's Belt. He is using an Iron Fist. He's got a Hunting Spear. He's got the Talisman of Shielding. He's also got Rampager's Chain, Vanguard, and he's the General. And he's got the Wild Heart upgrade. So this is a Wild Heart army. My last Mammoth Hunter is my BSB. He's got Light Armor equipped with Destiny's Call, so 4-up. And he's got paired weapons with Supernatural Dexterity, so he's still decent in combat. I'd say he's my weakest one, being only Strength 5. But he also has a Hunting Spear, and he's got Cult Leader, so he's got 80 BSB, and then he's a Leader of the Pack, so he's on a 50x50 base, and he gets a Vanguard with a Dog, which I use a dog for my Saber-Tooth Tiger, so that's why I say a dog. I've got 12 tribesmen, all having Iron Fists with full command, and they got the Skull of Quinget. Then I've got 4 tribesmen also using Iron Fists. They've got full command. I've had a beautiful core right at 1,000 points. And I've got 4 Tuskers using paired weapons. They've got full command with Banner Speed. Got 6 Yetis and a Champion, a Saber-Tooth Tiger, 2 Scratapults, and a Rock with a Ogre Crossbow. And that is my 5,000 point list because Michigan GT is a 5,000 point tournament that we're running here in Lansing, Michigan. So pretty cool. I definitely feel like the Mammoth Hunters get all the toys in this list. I'm almost maxed out on characters, which you can see each one of those guys is expensive in the Shamans. Nearly 600 points. A little low on scoring, but I was willing to make that sacrifice to, I didn't quite want to run the MSU Tribesman kind of build. I liked actually having a big-ass block of 36 wounds in my core that could take on the world if I needed them to. And in an Evershade Gaming exclusive, I have my round 1 opponent with me to talk about this battle report. Let's fucking go! Let's go!
What's up, everybody?
This is Maxwell
Maxwell here.
One of my club mates, you could say. The Detroit Ninth Age community. I mean, he's going to talk about his Infernal Dwarf list.
Yeah, fresh out of Michigan GT. So I brought the Infernal Dwarf, surprise. I had a lot of fun with this list. I wanted to try something a bit different and bring a lot of the flying bulls. So we see I have my Prophet on a Prophet. He's a Prophet Schmut. He's got the Great Bull. Really fun just getting this guy in there. Occultism. He's got that Kingslayer just in case he does want to get into combat at some point. Tablet of Vizadnesh, very great. Great item there. And Obsidian Rock keeps him really protected. We got the Prophet of Lugar. This guy is my general, so I keep him protected on foot. Little Book of Arcane Mastery. Can't go wrong with the alchemy.
Yeah, nice and cheap.
Vizier. This guy's really fun. He's just got a bunch of different tools. So he's flying around on the Baby Bull. Got a 2-up, 5-up. He's got the Flame of the East, so he's throwing out some Volcanic Embrace hits, which is really cool. Binding Scroll, which I promptly forgot about for 3 full games. And my Dragon Staff, which is, of course, super fun to throw out there. Pretty solid core. Just a couple units of Flintlock axes. A couple of Vassal, 1 unit of Vassal Levies to throw around that oil skin and really pair well with those flaming standards. So really brutal flaming shooting phases, which is fun. A couple of Incarnates in here, which are really awesome. I've been really enjoying their Volcanic Embraces, kind of their They're really filling a nice hole in the army here. A couple units of Truck Anointed paired weapons, just keep them cheap with the champions. That way they can pair well with the occultism. A couple tight mortars because they're OP, and and Infernal Engine because that's the crutch.
Yeah, and that rounds out your 5,000 point list.
Yep, love it.
And this is the Michigan GT battle reports. I've got 5 OgreCon battle reports that I'm going to put on over the next 5 weeks in November. So look forward to them. And I had to say shout out to our TO, Alex Meyer, for giving us 3-hour rounds to get I got most of my games in. I at least got to turn 5 every game.
I love the pacing. It was great having that much time.
Yeah, it was a really relaxed tournament.
Yeah.
It's round 1. We played Refuse Flank and Breakthrough. And this is our board. So let me go over my OgreCon deployment because you won the roll for table sides.
Yep.
So you chose the side with the, I guess, that nice hill. And you also kind of cut it and gave me this building.
Yep.
And then I got to just plop to go for turn 1.
Dropping it all.
So starting on the left, I've got my 6 Yetis with my general Mammoth Hunter in it. Then I've got my 4 Tuskers. I got my 2 Stratopults in the middle. I've got my Shaman and his 4 Tribesmen. Then I've got my big block of 12 Tribesmen and my Rock and my BSB next to his Saber-Toothed Tiger, getting ready to Vanguard. This Mammoth Hunter is in waiting, ready to scout. And go ahead, Maxwell. Talk about your deployment.
Man, so there's a lot of meat and muscle across from the table. So I'm trying to match up a couple things. Engine, I need to keep that away from the Stonehorn Rock. So I'm putting it on the other side of the table with my BSB to kind of pair off against the Yetis and kind of zone them as best I can. Then I got the Incarnates. You know, they're pretty mobile. They've got ghost steps, so they don't care about the forest or anything. They're just kind of there to be a little bit anti-armor and see where they go. As much armor as there is in ogres.
Matched up well against the 3 armor save Tuskers.
Works well for that. We got the Anointed there. I have both units. They're kind of bookending the flintlocks in the center. That way we can get some decent just counter charges, decent zoning. Keep them safe. Behind them, the Hobgoblins, just to throw out those oil skins, get a couple of pot shots in with their bows. Back there behind them on the hill are both of the Titan mortars. Probably should have spaced these guys out a little bit more upon reflection, but it is what it is.
I think we could briefly talk about magic. I know
sure.
For the rest of the tournament, I had the same spells, but this one, with my thaumaturgy spells, I took Wrath of God, Smite the Unbeliever, the Breath Weapon, and the Trial of Faith. So I took Trial of Faith, Breath Weapon, Wrath of God, Smite the Unbeliever, and then I had the Hereditary. And I know you had from Alchemy, you had Quicksilver Lash.
Yeah, definitely. Lash and
Word of Iron
are usually what I go for. And then Occultism, I don't know, I've been kind of steering away from Graves' Call, but because of how crazy your little Mammoth Hunters were, I had to take it still. So I threw that out. Always take Pentagram of Pain, get the healing on. I think I chose... Did I go with Hand of Glory here? I don't think I did. Always take...
I think you might have had Hand of Glory.
I want to say it was Hand of Glory, Pentagram of Pain, Mark for Doom, and Grave Calls, if I had to guess. I don't think I took Breath of Corruption because it wasn't going to do a whole lot here. And didn't take Rot Within. So, decent magic. I was trying to throw out as much as I could. And then, so I had my big bowl on that far right side, just kind of ready to pick off whatever was on the edges and try to stay safe. But we'll see how that goes.
All right, so going into my Vanguards, I tentatively Vanguard the Yetis and the General up. There really wasn't any space for the General to kind of get around any flanks or getting any kind of nice out of any arcs of sight. So they kind of just put themselves a little bit closer. But yeah, there really wasn't a whole lot I felt like I could do with them. And then I move up. I was basically kind of... I feel like a lot of my games, I measured to see how far I could get with any character, and it's like, oh, I can get out of the arc sight of the bowl. All right, let me move them up to the spot I need to go so I can move 14 inches max. And then I scout my other Mammoth Hunter behind the building because he's going to do the same thing on the right flank here. So going in OgreCon's turn 1, this is what happens for movement. The Mammoth Hunters on the right get out of the charge arc of the bull. I'm going to maybe toss some spears at him. On the left flank, we're just trying to zone each other. The Scratapults focus on the flintlocks in the middle, and the Shamans 24 inches away so that he can Trial of Faith. The engine, try and put some wounds on it, because that's honestly, I feel like that was my only way to do any damage to that thing over this game. And then also 24 inches to some of those flintlocks to try and smite them. Mm-hmm. And then, moved up the rock to be, decently far against the bull, against the Trooks. The ogres in the middle move up a little bit, the big block. But not a whole lot of movement in kind of the battle line, just the Mammoth Hunters on the right getting into the nice spot.
Setting each other up.
Get Smite the Unbeliever off on the middle unit here, and now you can actually see your general.
Yeah.
I forgot about
it. Had to be a little sneaky. Take him off the bull and throw him on the...
And then, so that was nice. Got to reduce his resilience here. Spears don't do anything against the bull this turn. I do get a Wrath of the God off here. And unfortunately, even with the smite up, both Scrapults miss. That was a bit of a bummer.
Goodness, gosh, those things
are quite nice for you.
For me.
And that's about it. Go ahead. Talk about Infernal Dwarf turn 1.
Yeah, usually I'm just trying to mirror these Yetis and try to keep... I'll kind of start left to right with the engine. Just kind of mirroring off with them, keeping them in the front, keeping them honest. Kadim's right behind just in case he does want to get in there so they can support. BSB, I kind of flew up to the side here right next to the engine because I was minimizing the amount of Mournfang or Tuskers that he could get in. So I was taking like 2 impact hit worth of guys, I should say, or 2 guys worth of impact hits. That I felt okay with. Scratapults, hopefully, trying to get into there eventually. Otherwise, pretty much stayed where I was in the middle. I'm just still kind of facing off against his bulls, kind of playing that little cat and mouse game a little bit, still supporting everything else. But more importantly, I really didn't have to move at all with the flintlocks to stay within 18 inches and get my shots off against this big bull unit in the center. So I'm just kind of setting up a nice little shooting phase for this turn. Anointed, I really just pushed up just to try to chaff up that rock, keep him out of my center as best I could. And then for some unknown reason, I thought it would be a great idea to chaff his Mammoth Hunters, both of his Mammoth Hunters with my bull, rather than just, fly into the flank or try to do something.
Yeah, get out of the way.
Ignore what they were trying to do. So anyways, we'll see how that goes in just a little bit.
So here's them chaffing. Here's the chaffing.
Yeah.
And here's, I thought this was a serious push. This really intimidated me because,
I felt confident about both of those. I didn't think you could get through the engine or the BSB, and I'd have support coming through in case you didn't.
Yeah. In hindsight, I was looking at this game and I thought, why didn't I charge my general in? And I think it was just because I could have got the Yetis of the charge arc of the engine, but I probably wouldn't have been able to get the Tuskers far enough. And I guess they could have fled, but they kind of takes them out of the game for a bit. But also would take the engine. It's kind of tough. I don't know. Man, that could be a long fight with him.
Yeah, I think we just grind against each other for a while. Definitely an option.
Yeah. So. You do some spell over here. I want to say maybe Mark for Doom.
Yeah, Mark for Doom, Grave Calls.
Something did a wound to him. But I think more importantly, you get 2 wounds off the rock with a Quicksilver.
Very nice. Very nice magic phase overall.
And then
some shooting. Yeah, I think I put another couple wounds on the one Mammoth Hunter with one of the Titan Mortars. The other one did misfire, so it's out for the rest of the game.
And then I don't take a picture of it, but we'll see later on how good the flintlocks did against the big tribesmen. We forgot to do I forgot to do the Wrath of God, but it comes down technically in the shooting phase, and it just doesn't do anything. So it was meant to be 3 inches.
3 inches.
It was 6 inches from each
target. Really,
target. Yeah,
good spot.
And so we go into OgreCon's turn 2. So you can see that those tribesmen killed almost half the unit.
Yeah,
Oh,
geez, just blew. I really just hit so well, and then I had the rerolls to wound because of the oil skins. I had popped both flaming banners with that phase, and I don't think this is quite through combat.
Nope, this is the start of turn. So I charged the Great Bowl with both my Mammoth Hunters. I charged the Truck Anointed with my Rock, and I charged your BSB with my Tuskers.
Yeah.
And then I just sort of fly the Yetis around, kind of put them right in front of the Kadeems, see if they want to try that out. I felt like I could hold that, win that.
Yeah, against the Kadeems.
I feel like I just had more.
You
attacks.
have enough attacks.
Yeah,
I think we're going Simo, so you're not really
because most of your flame hits aren't going to do anything because I don't have any armor. So yeah, I felt pretty good about that. If you wanted to try that, and then I mean, I think the shaman's still trying to look. He's still looking at the engine because just trying to trial faith that thing.
Yep.
But then he's also got 24 inches to a couple other things critically. We blow through the Truck Anointed pretty easily.
Definitely. Don't even take any wounds.
Yeah, don't even take any wounds. I think I killed 2 right off the bat.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I didn't kill the other one, though I did have to pursue with my Frenzy. I think I failed the restraint check. Failed the restraint. Yeah. So I kind of, not the greatest position, but it does force you to do something. And then we just blow through over here.
Yeah, I think you didn't kill me. You just beat me.
Yeah, I beat you in combat by a decent bit. Yeah. And I did a decent amount of wounds to you, too. I mean, the one that ended up taking the challenge was the Mammoth Hunter on the left. He's got 2 up fortitude, which, I mean, you do have some flaming attacks, but only on the ball.
Yep.
Your Kingslayer, I still get a decent armor save against that.
I think I blew the breath weapon and everything. Yeah. I think I did. How many wounds I do?
Like you did 2. Wounds. He's just tough.
Definitely tough. Yeah.
Yeah. And with strength 6, 5 strength 6 attacks, hitting you on 3s, winning you on 4s. He was able to do some wound and impact hits too, D3 impact hits. So that was great. Catch the Great Bowl, get rid of it. That really helps him in a great position to get some charges next turn, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then over here, I do 2 wounds, you do 2 wounds. I win by 1, and you stick, which probably expected, but yeah. Yeah, that's how it goes.
So I'm going to just sit there.
Yeah. And then this is going into your turn too. I've already missed taking a picture of your movement.
Yeah, no big deal. We'll get there. They're dwarves. They didn't move very far anyway. But yeah, I turned around. Really just needed to get rid of these guys. So this guy had a couple wounds left.
He had 2 wounds left. Yeah.
Just blast on that.
Yeah. 4 dice to 6 dice Quicksilver.
Yeah.
With Book of Arcane Mastery.
Oh, that's what this was. Yes, that's right. So mastery this guy, get the spell through, a couple wounds, do this in the shooting phase. So got both of those guys done. This was after combat. So we got the flank charge on the Rock, managed to do enough wounds. I think I failed that fear check.
You did. You failed it again, but you still hit well enough.
Still hit well
enough.
You
still hit really solid. You hit like 9 or like 10 times or something like that.
Hot dice at times, I guess.
Yeah.
So I managed to get rid of that guy, clear out the Mammoth Hunters, so got a little bit of pressure off the flank. However, real pain is coming my way.
Yeah, this is going into OgreCon's turn 3, because the only other thing that happened was you did charge your Truck Anointed at my Tuskers, and just, you beat them down and pursued them. And I think maybe 1 guy was left, 1 or 2 guys were left. And you pursued them, and you caught me, and you went into the it made a long enough overrun to get into one of the Scratapults.
Yep.
So the other Scratapult charges in, and the Shaman's unit charges in too. Because I figured I get some impact hits, you get some impact hits. Let's see how that goes.
For sure.
The Yetis, the engine is facing your BSB.
Yep.
And your BSB is kind of facing.
I guess the Yetis.
He's facing the Kadeems, because you got to think I was right like in front of the Kadeems, so I ended up just moving back basically.
Yeah, this was kind of a critical error for me. I should have turned the BSB back towards where I knew those anointed were going to go. That way I could make sure I supported them. But this way, unfortunately, his Yetis are still able to just run all over the place. They're just so maneuverable. It's hard to pin them down.
Yeah,
so.
I was able to pass my march block checks.
Yep.
Every time, and you know, I mean, the Kadeems are not that far away, but again, I'm already open for that charge. Yeah.
Yep.
So, but critically, I think the biggest thing that happened for me this turn is the unit of tribesmen that's now down to 5 ogres made a decently, I think it was like a 13-inch charge, which is
it was fair,
about average, you know.
Yep.
But I think it happened at a critical time because I also was able to flank charge with my dog that was kind of chilling behind the fence, and I'm hoping to get some spicy spice going. So.
Yep.
And the spicy spice does happen because they blow through that unit of flintlocks and they get into this next unit over here.
I don't even think I did any wounds too.
You did.
Did I?
I think you did 2.
2 wounds?
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah, but I mean, I just killed enough that you didn't. We both had a rank.
Yep.
And you just lost considerably.
You're trash, Maxwell. Yeah, no, it's bad.
But I felt like this was just a big turning point for me because those goblins were too wide to wheel around your other blocks. So just in a great spot to possibly do the same thing here.
Completely.
Where all I got to do is kill a decent amount. You know what? I need to kill. I'd say I need to kill quite a bit here. 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 9, 10. I need to kill 10. That's a tall order, I would say.
Yeah.
Possible, but probably a tall order.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. And then you hold over here.
Yeah. Against all odds.
Yeah. Thing that helped me is I did get Smite the Unbeliever on you.
Yeah.
Which was nice, but yeah, you do enough wounds to stick around. You do have your BSB nearby too.
Charge, impact hits. Yeah, there's a couple of different things. If only my BSB was facing the right way.
Yeah, I think you could have really turned that fight because otherwise I felt like I was still gonna grind you out.
Yeah, because otherwise, it's like Scratapult, flank charge into other Scratapult, and then just you have your unit there. Decisions.
Even just going into the unit might have been beneficial.
Yeah, but then it leaves your impact hits just there and around.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So this is the end of my turn 3. And then we're skipping ahead quite a bit.
Yeah, I think we're just jumping through because they're moving pretty quick.
Yeah, so this basically went through all of your turn 3, in which you really you moved your Kadeem, you moved your engine, you moved your BSB to a different spot. In that turn, I was able to. In your turn 3, I finished off that Turok. Yeah. With the tribesman and the shaman and 2 Scrat. I think you killed 1 Scratapult.
Yeah, I was able to kill the one. The other one's still sticking around. Kadeems are just sitting there.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, yeah, BSB right in the middle.
Yep. Your general's unit holds.
Yep.
The dog ends up getting out of combat because they'll put them on the other flank.
Yeah, they just fall out because you did enough damage.
So I didn't break you because you still had 2 ranks left, and I only had 1 rank in your flank. I wasn't breaking your steadfast.
And I'll let you chaff me.
And then I was able to chaff your vassals.
Oh, and I don't know if, for those of you at home, if you've been keeping track of my roving Titan mortar running up the side of the field 3 inches at a time.
Yes.
This is the one that misfired.
Yeah, the one that
misfired.
Slowly
making his
way. Slowly trying to get somewhere. I think I try cleansing fire, but I fail. I get smite off on you, which was big.
Oh yeah.
And then the biggest thing that's happened is I trialed Faith, your BSB, on my turn 4, and I get you.
Got it. Rough life.
This is your turn 4. You can see that in my turn 4, you broke from combat with your flintlock dudes, and I pursued you, but I didn't catch you, which is okay. Because I'm just going to do it again.
Yeah, for the 3rd time. You're really just beating up.
The Basilic Cab, however, do kill the Saber-tooth Tiger.
Thankfully. I should have just...
And then you also charged this Scratapult, but I ended up sticking because I think you just did like a wound.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Brutal.
Yeah, you did a single wound, and I don't think I did anything back to you. And my general's within 12.
Yeah, jeez.
And I just passed on like a 7 or something like that. So I thought that was amusing. It made me think back and like, wow, I should have charged this thing.
Yeah, seriously.
But I was worried about it going in and just it fluffing and you just smoking me and then getting the free reform. But even so, I guess what are you going to charge the Yetis?
Yeah, again.
So I shouldn't have been that worried about it. But
yeah, these guys are a little lackluster this game because I'm bad.
No, you're not bad.
A lot to learn.
A lot to learn. Yes. So this would be the end of Infernal Dwarves turn 4. So going into OgreCon's turn 5, the Ogres charge your Flintlocks again. They charge your Vassal Bros. And my General and Yetis just keep dancing.
Yeah.
Just staying out of the charge arc of the engine.
Yep. Points denied.
These Ogre Tribesmen are just MVPs this game.
Everything
they get the General's unit. They kill the rest of the Flintlocks and they get into this Titan Mortar, right? Yeah, Titan Mortar.
I'm just thinking how many points these guys are racking up.
Yeah, I mean, they easily got the most. This got tight here.
Yeah, it's at least 2,100 points.
Yeah.
I want to say that one.
Pretty good.
Oh, yeah, these guys turned up. I don't know what they were on, but they were feeling good today. They just rolled really hot and wounded really well.
Yeah, it was a tight combat.
Managed to tie that thing up, so it was cool.
And that was even after my impact. Like, I get impact hits, too. And I do decent little bit of impact hits. Your spears go, and you do, like, 6 wounds or something like that.
Yeah, just struck them down before you could. Spears, man.
Spears are good. Spears are good. The Kadim ended up getting the Scratapult by the end of the game.
Turn up.
And this is actually our last picture.
Yeah. So, man, that Tribesman unit.
Yeah, the Tribesman got both of the Titan Mortars. Because I beat you in your turn 5 and then charged on my turn 6.
Absolutely disgusting. The Vassals didn't stand in the middle much longer.
Yeah.
They got whooped on. I think they failed a fear check or something.
No, you just... Oh, that's right. He does cause fear. That's right, Gut Roar. But I think it just ended up being you tried to kill the last Tribesman.
Yeah.
And you had like a decent amount of hits and then you just did 1 wound or something like that, you know.
Couldn't do it. Couldn't close.
Yeah, close.
Yeah, bloody freaking game, man.
Extremely bloody. I mean, I've got 3 units or 3 units and 2 characters left alive. You've got your Titan Mortar and your Rock Crusher and your 4 Kadims alive. So very bloody. This game ends up being a 17-3 after the objective.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I got breakthrough with my Tribesmen and your deployment zone, and thankfully the Kadim are not scoring.
Yeah. So. Yeah, bit unfortunate.
Yeah.
I wish I had made a couple of different plays with my characters. Really, it was misplays with the bulls that cost me, I think, in a couple different spots.
I think it was just the Great Bull. I liked your BSV's play with the Rock Crusher.
I see
what you're saying,
just with that one
turnaround.
I felt bad about it. Like the second I dropped, like, oh
yeah, you really could have picked up some more points in the middle.
But yeah, then just keeping
my shaman.
Keeping the big bull out. I mean, he really did the best when he was out of combat at all times. The big bull. So things to learn, but very fun game as always, Charles.
Well, Maxwell.
Yes, handshake.
Thanks for the game.
Thanks.
And thanks for starting me off on a good path for Michigan GT.
You got it. Still teaching me lessons.
Everyone, thanks for joining us for a 9th Age Battle Report, and we'll see you soon for another one.
See you next time.